Okay, I think it's time. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Stella Okere with United Africa Organization. Today we have Margaret Benson that is going to give us a lot of information. Please, I don't want to take too much time so that we can get enough information. I have time for Q&A. If you have any question, please write it down while she's giving the presentation so that you'll have the chance to ask any question you want to ask, and we can get more knowledge of what she's going to be presenting today. Margaret, please introduce yourself so we can start.
Hi, everyone. I am Margaret Benson. I also go by Meg. I am the Executive Director of Chicago Volunteer Legal Services. And it's hard for me to believe this, but I've been at CVLS since 1982, almost 40 years. It's been so long. I started as a staff attorney back in 1982, and I became executive director in 2003. So I'm going to talk to you, and before I already told Stella this, I apologize. You will hear a barking dog in the background. My husband is out for about a half an hour or so, and I have a little terrier that is going to bark at our neighbors, cars, dogs, squirrels, and I apologize. So, but my job today is to tell all of you a little bit about Chicago Volunteer Legal Services, what we do, and what we can do for you or people in your community. CVLS has been around since 1964. It was founded by a group of young attorneys who wanted to do more to help people. And they started this pro bono legal services organization. And what that makes us really different from a lot of other organizations. We are a legal aid services organization, but we use lawyers to provide pro bono services. And there is staff. We have 17 full-time staff members, but we have over 2,000 volunteer attorneys. So most of the services that are provided are done by volunteers. What staff does, our job is to train and support the volunteers. So one of the ways that Stella and we have worked, we know each other, is through our immigration work. The immigration work at CVLS is provided entirely by volunteers. No one on CVLS staff does immigration work. We have have various expertise. We have one lawyer who does some immigration work, but most of it is our volunteers. There's an American Immigration Lawyers Association, which is a bar association for people who do all immigration work. That's their focus. They have a clinic at our office, and when people call us for immigration issues, we schedule it with them. So what you're getting when you come to CVLS, for instance, for an immigration case, you're getting people who this is their full-time job, and they're doing it for our clients for free. So I think it's a great program. We do a lot more than immigration, actually. We do general civil legal services for poor people, for low income and the working poor. As you can see, our mission is to provide services with the legal community. So we help people who are living or working in the area who are poor. Our guidelines are fairly flexible. They're not rigid. They're not imposed by the government. So people can make a little bit over our normal guidelines, and depending on the type of case, we can still help them. It's a general practice. We do a lot of family law, a lot of divorce and custody, but adoption, guardianship, a lot of that. We do a lot of housing, eviction defense, foreclosure defense. We have a lot of foreclosure defense. It's been a very busy program. We provide our services in multiple ways. One of them is through legal aid clinics. We have 25 clinics throughout the city in low-income usually in low-income neighborhoods and in our Loop office. So they are all over the place. They're in churches.
Margaret, please, I muted you by mistake. Can you please unmute yourself back?
Okay,
I was trying to mute
that took me a
somebody
minute.
else.
I say we have clinics all over the place in Chicago. They're in community organizations. They are in churches like Indo-American Center up in Rogers Park. Chinatown, we have one at the Chinese American Service League building. So all of our clinics are with community sponsors or churches. The church clinics actually are all closed right now. Some of ours clinics are up in operation remotely. The pandemic hit that part of our service hard. You know, all the clinics closed. Volunteers and clients are still not going in face to face, but most of them are doing remote, except our churches are still not really up in operation. But the clinics are where people from the neighborhood, from the community can go in. Most of them are, well, they're all evenings or weekends. They will go in and they will be able to meet with a lawyer face to face. They get advice. They get help if they need further legal services, that volunteer will take their case and help them further. So it is very much community based. We have another clinic we have one up out in Maywood in the 4th district for people who show up in family law court, don't have lawyers and don't know how to get what they need done. So the judge in that courtroom refers them to us, and there's a staff lawyer in court once or twice, it's twice a month actually, who will help the parties resolve their issues or draft the paperwork and all. So we're in the court, we're in Erie Neighborhood House. I mean, there's Indo-American Center, we're all over the place. We also have, court appointment programs where the court appoints us to serve as guardian ad litem or child representative for children in custody cases. If you, we also have a court appointment program for foreclosure defense. If you're in court on a foreclosure, the judge will often appoint us to defend you in the foreclosure case. We're helping people who are actually in court at the time, to the extent that we can. I have a list of the kind of cases, areas that we do. A lot of family law, foreclosure, decedents, a lot of probate. If you have a decedent, you're struggling to figure out how to, someone in your family has died and you can't figure out how to help handle the estate. There's often a house there that you need to get into someone's name so that they can deal with the mortgage company or water bills or whatever. That is something we can do that. We do wills and advance directives. We do consumer debt, bankruptcy, fighting creditors with improper lawsuits and stuff. We do, if you're in a car accident and you're being sued, we do those kind of cases. We will fight insurance company. It is general civil litigation if you have something that we can help with. Let me think. So the best thing to do, here's what we don't take. That's important. We don't do criminal work at all. We don't do expungements. There are great programs in town that do that. And so we have never made that in one of our areas. If you need to sue someone to recover money, as a rule, we do not do that. We can give you referrals, like if you have a workers' comp case or a personal injury case, we don't do those. We have people who are good at that, but you're not going to get that from us for free. So if it's a case that could be someone can make money from, we are not going to do that. We can give you names if you need it, but we don't do it. If you call for a case We have a intake people who will do an initial screening. We ask for basic geographic information, your name, your address, contact information. We do want to know what the household income is because we are we do have eligibility guidelines. They are somewhat flexible, but we do need to know how many people in the household, how much is the total household income. We're going to need to know who else is involved, because we have to check for conflicts. We can't, if you come in and you have a child support issue, but we have represented the other side of the case for something else, we can't help. The conflict of interest, the basic stuff. If you get through the screening, and most people do, we will make an appointment. You either get an appointment at one of our clinics. We'll send you to the place that we can, either nearest in your neighborhood, or if the quickest, if you need to get somewhere quickly, or we will make an appointment for you to meet with one of our in-house volunteers over the phone. Talk on the phone, and they will do a full-on interview, get all the information, and they can last an hour or so, a very extensive interview. Then it will be screened by our staff attorneys and decide if this is something we can do. Sometimes we want more information. We're pretty thorough on those. And if we get everything we need and it's something that we can do, we will then start looking for a volunteer. What that means is we're maybe a little on the slow side for some people. We don't do emergencies. If you have to be in court, if you have something going on in the next 2 weeks, we're probably not the right place for you. But if you have a problem that's been going for a while and there is some time there to deal with it, we can find you someone who will help you and probably, and stick with you for, our cases can take 2, 3, 4 years sometimes. There are some programs that you need to know about right now and your community needs to know about. And we are part of them. We are funded through these, and we're very active partners. The Cook County Legal Aid for Housing and Debt Program is an initiative by Cook County. It helps everyone in the county, including people in Chicago. This is providing free lawyers for people in eviction, mortgage foreclosure, consumer debt, and tax deed cases. So if you are a tenant and your landlord has filed for eviction or is threatening to file for eviction, you call that number. If you are a landlord and you're you just have a building and you're renting out 1 or 2 apartments and your people aren't paying and you want to evict them, or you don't know how you can do this, call that number. If you own your house and you can't pay your mortgage because of COVID, you're falling behind, call that number. If you're being sued for a debt, and if you're an individual who needs to collect money from someone, you can call that number. What you will get is you will get an attorney who will do a simple screening, very simple, very, very short screening, and then refer you to one of the programs who is one of the partner programs in this thing. So for instance, Chicago Volunteer Legal Services is helping the landlords. And not necessarily, you don't think, oh, legal aid, they help landlords, but we do. We're the only program in Chicago that will represent small landlords who are lower income. This is an area that people don't necessarily realize, that landlords also, a lot of the landlords we've helped over the years have 2 or 3 flats, and they're renting out. They live in the building. They're renting out 1 or 2 of those units to help pay their mortgage, help pay their taxes, and we help those people. And so these people are really, really suffering during COVID. This program will get you to us where we can help you for free. This program isn't income based. We're not going to go, we will find out your income. We need to check it off for the box to report on it. But if you make more money than we would normally be able to help, it's okay. We'll still be able to help you because this one isn't income based. The county, we can help everyone who needs our help on this case. We want landlords and we want tenants to call this number and get into this program before they end up in court. Right now, the evictions are still stayed. They're not really moving evictions through court just yet, only for health and safety violations. In cases where the landlord says that it's dangerous, there's a serious issue why they have to evict someone. They can't evict people right now for not paying their rent. Sometimes they try, but those cases are not moving through. When they get into court, they're going to move very quickly. We want people to call before they get into court. If you're a landlord or if you're a tenant and you're struggling, call that number. You will get help. You'll get advice. So right now, like I said, we're doing landlords. Right now, the landlords that we get assigned to, that we get referred from this program, most of them have already filed in court. Every single landlord that we have talked to has filed wrong, and every single one of them, the first thing we say is, you got to dismiss your case. The court isn't going to hear your case, but we will tell you how to do it properly. We can help landlords file properly. But more importantly, what we can also do, and what we're doing and is working really, really well, is we are getting these cases into a mediation program. Mediation is also free, and it's not a court. It's court-based, but there's independent mediators through a very, very good program in Chicago called the Center for Conflict Resolution. They're mediating for free. Landlord has a lawyer, tenant has a lawyer for free through this program, and the mediator and the lawyers are going to try to work out a settlement. Housing assistance is currently available. It's federal money that is being administered through the county for suburban Cook, through the city for people in Chicago. The tenants and the landlords have to work together to access this rental assistance. The rental assistance, and it's moving very quickly, will pay, I think it's like $5,000, and it may be more now, I'm not sure. But if you get the paperwork done and it gets approved, the tenant, the money of some up to $5,000 goes to the landlord off of the tenant's bill. And that's how a lot of these cases are resolving. It's a great program, and it works for mortgage foreclosures too. So another thing with mortgage foreclosures, if you own property, there's another button I want to find out. Nope, sorry, wrong one. Nope, I don't have it. Mortgage foreclosures. If you own property and you're behind on your mortgage, there is a federal program that is still going. It's a COVID. It was part of the CARES Act. It was in response to COVID. You have to notify your lender that because of COVID, you can't pay your mortgage, or you're struggling. The lender has to, if it's a federally based loan, and 75% of mortgage loans are federally based. And there's a way to find out. I'll tell you that in a minute. You contact your lender and you say, I lost my job, or my hours were reduced, or I have all these extra expenses because of COVID, whatever it is because of COVID, then they have to give you 6 months up to a year for not paying your mortgage. It's called a forbearance. You don't have to make payments for 6 months, and then they can extend it up to a year. They have to do that. The system is very, very simple. If you go to this website, this is CVLS's website, and we put you into a program where we tell you exactly what to do. You don't need a lawyer to do this. That's what's really great about this program. We will first tell you how you can find out if your mortgage is federally backed at Fannie Mae, or Freddie, or some other things. Most of them are, but there's a simple way to find out. And if any of the federal programs are backing your mortgage, you send a letter. We want a letter, and it tells you, we give you a form letter. Send this letter, put in your information, send it to your lender. And if they ignore it or don't do what you want, there's a second letter. And if they still ignore it, then you can call us. If you really can't access, or I'm sorry, you're all on the internet right now, but if you know people, like if you've got a grandmother or an auntie or a next door neighbor who is older and the a computer or the internet theft is still too complicated, there is a number on this. I think it's under here. It's my little screen here is covering it up, but you can call that number and you will get a we have trained law students supervised by lawyers who are helping people through the system and helping them do these letters and send it out. This is really important because this program was initially supposed to end in December and they've extended it, I think, through at least June. And we want everybody who needs this to get into this program. All it does, it stops your payments for 6 months up to a year. And here's what's important. You'll have to start paying again when the forbearance ends, but the lenders cannot make you pay upfront everything you skipped. They have to either put it at the end of the loan, they have to just add it to the loan in general. So that means when you start repaying the exact same amount you paid before, nothing extra. They also have to help you see if you are eligible for a modification. And if you're eligible for modification, the payments you missed get added on into the modification amount. So let's say you stop making your mortgage payments, and let's say they're $1,000 a month. So for 6 months, you don't pay that $1,000. When you start repaying after 6 months, then you keep paying $1,000 a month. You owe you owe another 6,000, but that goes into your overall mortgage balance. You still pay the same amount every month. So this is a really helpful program. It gives everyone a little bit of breathing space if they are having problems because of COVID. My daughter works in a nursing home, and she works in the memory care dementia unit, and she gets people who her population, people die. They're old, they have dementia, and they're usually in their 80s or 90s, so they die. So people die, and during the COVID, before the vaccines were available at all, the family members weren't putting their elderly people into these places because it was scary. People were dying. And so for a couple of months there, her population, normally she's taking care of about 15 or so people. It went down to 7 or 8. As a result, her hours got cut in half. Instead of working 40 hours a week, she was working 20 hours a week. What's she supposed to do with this? Luckily, she lives with me still, so she didn't have to worry about rent, but she's a type 1 diabetic. Her medical bills are ridiculous, and her insurance only pays a small portion of it. So if she were trying to pay rent or a mortgage, she would have been in real serious trouble because she didn't have that kind of money. And it was specifically because of COVID, through no fault of her own. And so I think about when I saw her being very upset because her paychecks were less than her medical bills. I was thinking about all the people out there this is happening to. This program and the renters program are so important, and I want people to know about these. So this email address and this phone number are for people who are struggling with their mortgage. We want people to get that. In general, if you don't have that kind of problem and you just need general legal help, this is our general number on the screen here, 312-332-1624. It sometimes can take time to get through because we're just, the phone lines get busy, but keep trying. We also have an online way to sign up. It's very, very simple, www.cvls.org. It's on the screen here. And you just put on some basic information and you name the time, the best times that someone can reach you, because then our intake person will call you back and get more information and just to put you into our screening process. There's the number for the mortgage forbearance there if you need help. There's the email for the mortgage forbearance. We also have a special program that helps veterans and a special hotline for the if veterans for general civil legal services. That's through another statewide program. So basically, that's our system, what we do and how we can help. But I also want to get any questions about what people need and what if, oh, well, this probably not for this program, but we do have people who speak Spanish who are helping with intake, and we have Polish. We don't have anyone who speaks French or any other languages at this point, but we often can, if in terms of a case, we have people from African countries who come for cases, and we can get some help from those through our general volunteer pool from time to time. It takes us a little bit of time, but we have had people. We can usually get some interpretation help for some languages. And I am ready for questions because I kind of babbled for a while, and I hope I made sense.
Thank you so much, Margaret. Okay, the floor is open for any question. Please unmute yourself if you have any questions so that we can go and enjoy our weekend, right?
Mm-hmm.
Any
Well, it's
question,
Easter,
please?
and it's going to be nice out.
Yeah. Unmute yourself. Any question?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Hi, Margaret. My name is Fasika. I know you talked about eligibility for your services, the services of CVLS, and you might have covered it, but I maybe I missed it. But how does immigration status affect services? Is that an eligibility?
Yeah, thank you. That's a great question, and I forgot to include that when I was writing notes down. Different programs have different eligibility. CVLS does it, we do not care. We are lucky, we don't get the kind of federal funding that limits it. Like other Legal Aid Chicago is, I know that's more of a struggle for them in some places, but let me stop. If your immigration status does not matter for the kind of work when you're trying to get help for us. Now, if you're coming for an immigration case, your status is it depends on what kind of help you want. But we will do, so if you're being evicted and you're not documented, we don't care. It does not matter. If you're coming and you're not documented, but you need certain types of immigration help, then it's going to be whether or not they can help you or not. But your status by itself is not an eligibility issue for us. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. So, and regardless of your immigration status, whether you have papers or not, they can, particularly with if you're at risk of eviction, if your landlord has either verbally or in writing issued, told you that they want you to get out, they can come to you guys and then.
Yes, they can come to us, and I think they could, all the programs in this special county-based program, I think status is not going to be relevant for any of them. I think it will help for everybody. I think they will be able to help anybody. Anybody in terms of status. You can't disqualify someone for their immigration status.
Okay, thank you. That answers my question.
Thank you, Fasika, for that great question.
Let me tell you a little bit about guardianship and adoption. Sometimes the immigration status makes a difference with specific judges. If in an adoption, I think if you are undocumented, you don't have papers, and you want to adopt a child, I'm not sure right now that that's allowed. It goes kind of up and down because it really is, there's no laws on it, but some judges interpret laws differently. In guardianship court, if you need to get guardianship of a child and you are not documented, you can. The judge does not refuse people because of their status. That's changed. A couple of years ago, there was a different judge in there who would not do guardianship for undocumented people. Now they do. The new judge comes in and she doesn't care. Other cases, divorce and evictions and stuff, it is absolutely never relevant.
So I have a follow-up question regarding guardianship. You know, sometimes we discuss guardianship because we are emergency planning, you know, particularly if we're undocumented, right? Concerns about, even though we're in the loveliest city of Chicago. But if I wanted to say, okay, I want to make sure, you know, my sister's children would be taken care of if something was to happen to her, that's when I would do guardianship.
Yeah. There are different, I have got the answer for you. There are different types of guardianship, and there is a guardianship called a short-term, well, there's two different kinds that will fit perfectly for this situation. A standby guardianship and a short-term guardianship. But more importantly, for all of you here, I have one of my staff attorneys who is I asked her to be on this with me today, but she's off in Michigan visiting her in-laws for Easter. But she does safety planning clinics, and she does them throughout the city at places, and she will do, it's an hour or so long. She talks about the different types of guardianship and all the options exactly for what you're talking about. A short-term guardianship doesn't require court action, and it's documents. It's people filling out a specific statutory form and signing. Parents sign, a short-term guardian like grandma or aunt or whatever sign it, and it is good for 365 days from when it's needed. Not from the day you sign it, but from a precipitating event like you are detained by ICE. At these clinics, they do a presentation, explain all the different forms and what that means. And then we have volunteers who will do the short-term guardianships for people on the spot. We've been doing those for a few years. They're very helpful. So if that's something that you had other people interested in, we can set one up for you. And if you just need one or two people, I would have them just email or call me later and we can arrange for that. It's for like a couple of people. But yeah, there is definitely help. There's different kinds of guardianship, two of which will be perfect. One of them requires going to court, and one of them is just paperwork.
Thank you, Margaret.
So Stella, if you guys want to set up a guardianship safety planning clinic, that's something you and I can talk about later, okay?
No problem. Thank you for that. Any other question? Okay, I have one. Somebody want to ask?
Yeah, I do have questions.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, my question is, are you obligated to have the eviction letter in writing, or if you feel like you cannot pay your rent this month or something, you can still call and apply for the cure?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, we would rather have you call before this case is in court. It gives more time, and there's more time to work something out. Yes, call that number, and not these numbers, the number up.
Yeah.
Call that number Monday. Call number, get the process started.
Which one? This one is for mortgage. I'm saying.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. Oh, wait, right there. Wait.
Okay.
That 855-956-5763 number.
Okay.
That's the number to call.
Okay, so if you feel like you cannot pay your rent and you are risking eviction, you have to. Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, because also then they might be able to get that some housing assistance, some of that federal money for renters assistance.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for that question. Any other question, please?
Hello.
Hello? Go ahead.
Yeah. On the first question, we could Miss Margaret repeat the number to call for me. Also, we received a letter from the landlord who was asking for the rent that we were behind of, and we had an arrangement, but he went ahead and sued us to court again. So what should we do?
So you said there's a case in court now?
Yeah, if
Okay.
Mhm.
He filed, and you have a court date on there?
Yes, it's April 14.
Go, first of all, call the number on Monday. That number,
What's the number again, please?
855
855.
956 5763. And absolutely go to court that day. And when they call your case, and you're not going to court in person, you're going to do it by Zoom. The eviction papers should have Zoom information on there.
Okay.
Because they're not doing anything in person. But so you appear in court, do it through Zoom, follow the instructions there, and tell the judge when they call your case, tell the judge that you want to go to mediation. Okay, and they're supposed to send you, then they're supposed to put you into the program. But hopefully the 14th, it's tight in there. The people that you call when that number, based on the timing, it's within like 2 weeks. They may just give you all the instructions on what to do there too. But you're going to have to go to court. You have to go to court. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Margaret, I have a follow-up question to that. So if in the state of Illinois, is it helpful, like the case that was just mentioned where you've already been kind of given a notice or a court case has been started, people should be filling out the declaration form?
Yes. Yeah, fill out the declaration form right away and send it in.
Oh, thank you. So along with that, at UAO, we have, if you're part of our Zoom community, for example, we've been sharing how to create and send a declaration to your landlord. But you can also call the office if you need assistance to do it. And we can assist with that. And also the numbers that Margaret gave out for the Cook County Legal Aid, we're able to provide those numbers if you are not able to get it down today. And then I have a question about the Cook County Legal Aid, Margaret.
Yes.
Is it only for people that are people that live in the city of Chicago, because the city of Chicago is within Cook County? Are they eligible for services through this legal aid?
Yes, it's very weird in the beginning. They separated out suburban Cook and the city, but now they're all together. It was based on funding. I can't even explain exactly why they did it the way they did it. But right now, it's this number and the email, it's all one program if you're in the suburbs or in Chicago. It's all same program.
Okay, thank you.
And I'm sorry, I see we don't do the tenant side, so I should have mentioned the declaration, but there was an earlier program about that. And so you go to the people here who have the programs, they know that. That's not what we do.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. So if we'll share it in the chat too for those our participants.
Because that's really important.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, the city and the county and the state, they do not want people being evicted right now. They really do not want that. They also don't want landlords to go into foreclosure. So they're trying to figure out how to balance these needs, and everyone wants to access federal funding, and it is out there. So you have to be able to access this funding, and that's what this program will help you with.
And so the Cook County, so if you live in the collar counties outside of the city of Chicago, the rental assistance program, today is the last day for application. So for all our listeners that live in Cook County, but outside of the city of Chicago, and you haven't applied and you need rental assistance, please apply. And then we're still waiting to hear back about Chicago and the rest of Illinois. Am I right, Margaret?
Yes, there is thoughts out there that this is going to be extended, but again, sometimes they do things in a very weird way. There was a very short date for the county, and I don't know what the city's doing exactly. It's always like, we're doing this, and then they'll give you like 1 minute's notice. It's very strange, so you have to stay on top of it.
May I say something about the Cook County application? I think it got postponed to April 9th on the website.
That would be good. I mean, I think when I heard it was ending on Friday, yesterday, I just didn't think that was going to be, I think they're going to keep extending it. We just don't really know. It really is practically day to day. The same thing with the statewide moratorium on evictions. Right now, it's sometime, I want to say it's like supposed to be ending next week, maybe. I can't remember, it's early April, but every time they've done it, they've always, the last day, like the Friday before it expires, they extend it again. So again, we're not real clear, and no one really knows. It's just the way the government works. And that's not a good answer, and I'm sorry. This is the best we can do.
Oh, we understand, thank you for our participant who gave us the update about
Thank you. Yeah.
the change in the date. Things are moving all the time, so it takes all of us, to keep an eye on things and share information.
Very true.
And I think we have somebody else who has a question. Sorry.
Yeah, hi. My name is Henrietta. I want to find out if, apart from the eviction cases, do you help with any other legal cases? For example, I'm asking for some few people who have approached me in terms of the pandemic, unemployment. There are some people who are, at first, they lost their job and they were paid through this pandemic unemployment, and all of a sudden they are having problems, which means they are lacking income and possibly will face eviction and want help for those issues. Do you people help with any kind of legal issues pertaining to those services like unemployment and co?
The unemployment, there's a program that does this this is one of their main areas, so we don't. Legal Aid Chicago, I don't have their number, but it is legalaidchicago.org. They have an unemployment services, and they're doing a lot of that right now.
Okay, thank you. Okay, yeah, I will look into that and give
Yeah, it's a good group, very good, and they do a lot of that.
So legalaid.gov.
Yeah, I think it's here. Let me look up really quickly.
We'll share it in the link.
Okay, yeah, Legal Aid Chicago, I think .org.
In the chat, I'm sorry. We'll share the link in the chat.
All right. Any more question for Margaret? It's almost time to go.
That's a question.
Okay, Margaret, I have a question. Does somebody want to ask question?
Yes, my name is Kelly Joseph.
Please go ahead.
I have a question to ask Margaret.
Please go ahead.
Good morning, everybody. I had immigration problem last year, and I applied for asylum, and
Hello? I think we lost the person asking the question. If you
Hi.
can hear,
Okay.
okay.
If he calls back after we're done, just tell him to call our main number.
Okay.
Because
I
we
will
do handle immigration. Call the 1-312-332-1624.
Okay.
And he can explain it, and we'll find out whether it's something we can do. But asylum cases, I know that our immigration people do handle them. So
Okay.
it'll depend on the situation.
Right.
Okay?
Okay, thank you for that.
Hello, good morning, everybody. I came late, but I have a question. Emily.
Okay.
My name is Emily.
Go ahead.
Okay, I have a question about the rent. I'm behind for the rent, and I received eviction letter on Saturday 1 week ago, but I did not. I told him I'm waiting for the rent assistance, but she did not say anything back.
Call that number on Monday morning. This 855 number, call that number Monday morning. Okay?
Okay, which number?
855 956 5763.
Okay.
They will also help you because you do need to file send your landlord a declaration, and they'll help you with that too.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much.
Okay, but do it Monday. You don't have a lot of time. Okay.
Yeah, Monday. Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions?
If you need help, if anybody needs help with doing the declaration, please call our office number 312 9. What's the number, Stella? Sorry.
312
949
949 9980.
9980. I have put it
a lot of phone numbers going around out here.
at least in my mind, clearly.
So I need to call both number 855 and 312.
I think it would be fine. Start with the UAO, start with their number, but then call 855. I think it doesn't hurt to have it both. They'll give you information.
Okay. Okay.
The more the better, okay?
Yes.
It's not.
Any more questions?
We have a question in the chat. Says, please, what about Mr. President immigration law? Mr. Abiola, can you unmute and clarify what you mean?
Yeah. Good morning, everyone.
I'm sorry.
Thank you so much. I really do appreciate your lectures. I've been following you, and I also want to use this opportunity to thank you for the aid you gave to me for the rents. Guys, it's true. They will help you out. Please reach out to them. Yeah, for the president, President Biden's law, the immigration law for immigrant that for the green card or something and the work permit. I don't know what's going on about it. It's been so low. We've not been hearing so much about it. Please, can you explain what's going on, please? Thank you.
I don't think anything's going on right now. I think this is what the president wants to do. And if he gets it done, God love him, it's going to take a long time. Immigration, they've been trying to change immigration laws since, I think I heard the other day, the last time Congress passed a comprehensive immigration bill was during Reagan's time, which would be very early 1980s. So don't get your hopes up, but if anyone can do it, I hope maybe Biden can, but nothing's changing right now.
I can also say, add to that response, Margaret. So there are a few bills that are in Congress right now. There's a bill for in the House of Representatives, which is the first level, there are a couple of bills that have passed, and these provide a pathway to citizenship for DACA recipients, and DACA recipients are immigrants that have been brought to the United States when they were children and had to have been here before a particular year. And so it provides a pathway for those who qualify for that program, but it also provides a pathway for TPS holders. So TPS is a designation given by the government for people from countries that are experiencing either a natural disaster, like the issues that Haiti had several years back with the hurricanes, or wars that are going on. So, for example, or conflicts that are happening. For recently, the administration gave TPS designation for countries like Venezuela and Burma, where people were experiencing conflict that affected their ability to go back to their country. So that's the second part of the first bill. And the second bill is a farmer workers bill that provides a pathway to farm workers. So that has passed the House of Representatives and is now being presented in the Senate. So it's still some time away. There's some possibility for some of our community members that are from countries that have TPS designation and are TPS holders to be eligible for a pathway to citizenship. Right now, there's also another bill in the House of Representatives that is trying to do the same thing for people who are considered essential workers. So we don't know what, the exact definition of what they mean by essential workers, but we're hoping it includes people that have been, for example, undocumented, but working in grocery stores and healthcare, with personal care. So that it could definitely provide a benefit for a large segment of our community, but that's still at this point still under debate in the House of Representatives. So it'll be a long time before that even becomes a reality. And honestly, the House of things in the Senate are going to be much more difficult. So if you all are interested in learning more, I think we're going to be doing different info sessions about the different bills and trying to determine how it benefits our community. So we'll keep you posted. If you are in our WhatsApp group, particularly, we post all of those things there. So if you're not part of our WhatsApp group, I will post the link, invitation link in the chat. Please join our WhatsApp group so that we can keep you updated as to what is happening, related to those opportunities for, ways to get our citizenship, or at least residence in this country for those of us that don't have our papers just yet. Thank you, Margaret.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I didn't know the detail. I'm too old to have much hope. So for this, just on this area, sorry.
It's still a fight. You're right.
It is very much a fight.
We have a mountain ahead of us, but I think
my gosh,
we unite and we do this work, we can do it.
Keep in mind, if you want, for the people without papers, if you want one of our safety planning programs for the guardianship stuff, guys, you can reach out to me and I will put you in touch with the lawyer in our office who does those.
Thank you.
Thank you, Margaret. Thank you, everyone that asked the question. Any more questions? Please go into our chat.
Yes, please. My name is Felix. I'm sorry I came in a bit late. Regarding to the guardianship thing, I don't know, was there a contact number displayed that we can call, or do we speak with you, Stella?
For guardianship?
Yes, for the guardianship. Yeah.
The phone number to call would, Just to get a guardianship or to hear about the different kinds?
Hello, the person that asked the
I
question.
wasn't sure what you.
Yes, just to get an assistant on how to get or how to go about it.
Okay. You know, call 312-332-1624. That's our general number.
I have put it
Pasika
in the
has put it in the chat. Yeah.
in the chat. Chicago Volunteer Legal Services is the organization that Margaret is representing today, and I've put their number and their website in the chat. 312-332-1624.
And if you call about guardianship and it is because you're undocumented or you don't have papers, make sure you say that, because they're going to tell you we don't do guardianships for everyone. We don't need to. There is a county help desk where they help people prepare basic guardianship papers, and we would refer you to them. So, but if it's because you're undocumented and you want to do something to make sure your kids are protected, that's a different issue. So just explain why you want guardianship when you call, okay? Because there's different options for different types of guardianship.
Okay.
I
Thank
have
you,
a
ma'am.
question.
Go ahead.
Oh, it's about a SNAP.
SNAP?
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about SNAP. Like food stamp.
Yeah. Call Legal Aid Chicago, the place that does unemployment. They do all public benefits.
Oh, okay.
What's your question, Afido?
Yeah, I just want to know if you are a single mother, you are unemployed, and you are not citizen, you are not stable, you are like a permanent resident. Will you be eligible for like food stamp, like green card or something to help you with food?
Afi, if you're a permanent resident, you are a green card holder, you have to be here 5 years before you qualify for different things. It depends, but it also depends on how you got your green card, right? For example, like refugees and asylees are eligible from the, earlier on. They don't have to wait the 5 years. But if you got it maybe through like your husband or through another method, you might have to wait. So it depends on your status. So but if you have children can qualify for those type of benefits, right?
Oh, okay.
But everything is there's a lot of the details matter, right? So if you are looking for that type of support, give us a call. And then based on your circumstances, I think we can provide a much clearer answer for you.
Okay, I have to call you.
Call UAO.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, guys. This is half
I have
to
one more
11.
question.
Go
Sorry.
Ahead.
So we have a question. Will my financial status affect the guardianship of my nieces? We had one participant.
No, it does not. Well, let me explain that a little bit. If you are getting guardianship of your nieces, and the judge is going to want to know if you can support them, and that's very vague, because you can't get, when you get guardianship, you're expected to be able to feed, clothe, and house the children. So she's going to ask you, what is your means of support? She doesn't go into detail. If you're working, fine. If you're getting public benefits, fine. But if you say, I have no income, then she's gonna probably would not necessarily grant you guardianship. You need to be able to just tell her that, yes, I can feed, clothe, and house them, and I get public benefits, I have employment, I have family help, she needs to know. But it's not very detailed and they don't ask amounts or specifics.
So if you have to go to court, how long will it take for you to get access or be able to adopt, to be able to have the guardianship of your relatives?
To get guardianship of child, how long does it take?
Yeah.
I don't think it's that. I think if you filed it, right away, you'd be in court again. In court, it's all by Zoom. Within a couple of weeks, maybe 2 weeks out. But you have to send notice to the parent. Either get written signed consents from the parents, or send them notice, and that can take a little bit more time. It's done through the mail. But that might add another couple of weeks because you have to make sure the parents have notice or you get their consent. So altogether, I'd say to be safe, it could take 4 weeks, maybe 6. But the court process itself is not that long. It's just that you have to make sure the right people get notice. If you have consents from them, and there's a simple form, or they can say, I want so-and-so to have guardianship of my children, dated and signed, that's good enough. And then if you have those, when you file your case, you'll be in court within about 2 weeks or 3 weeks, maybe. And in the process, the court hearing itself takes a minute or 2. There are other details in there. If the children are 14 or older, they have to also sign on the petition. They have to not agree to the guardianship, but they're going to have to state if they're okay with it or not. They will do a background check, criminal background check, and check with DCFS records, and that takes a little bit of time sometimes. So there is more of a process there. There is, and I think I know the number by heart, but you can call our office and we would refer you there. There is a county office that's staffed by clerks who will help anyone who wants to file for guardianship on their own. They do, and it's not income-based. You call their number, and they're only shrunk down now to 2 people because of COVID and such, but they will do they'll screen it. They'll let you know what you're going to need to do to get guardianship, what kind of paperwork you need. And then if it's an appropriate case for guardianship, they will do all the paperwork for you and tell you exactly what to do in court, because it's not real complicated, but there's a lot of steps. And you're going to need the children's birth certificates. You need the consents from the parents. You need to otherwise give notice. And there's paperwork like every court procedure. The guardianship office, I think the number, if you want to write it down, is 312. Wait. 6, I think it's 66. Well, never mind. I can send it to you, Stella, later, because it just went out of my head. I also, if you call our number and say I want to get guardianship, you're going to be referred there. So she would give you the number too. 01. Yeah, I can't remember right now. It's just, it's gone. It's gone. I'm sorry. But that's another good resource. I think it might take a little longer to get to them because they used to have 4 full-time people and right now they only have 2. They're really shrunk, but they do really good work and they will help you through the process. I will also tell you that guardianship does not help. Like I said, the judge doesn't care what the immigration status is of the proposed guardian or the kids, but the guardianship will not change anyone's status. So if you've got children who are not citizens and don't have papers, guardianship isn't going to help with that. But the judge will do it. The judge doesn't ask your immigration status.
Quick question.
Okay.
Okay, I did I-730 to bring my son here for the refugee. I did it in February this year. How much longer can it take approximately for my child to come?
I think that question is more immigration related, right?
Oh,
So
okay.
call our office and we will try to get you that answer.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I just remembered the guardianship office number. I knew it would take, it's 312-603-0135. I think that's the number. It's an office that's staffed by the Circuit Court of Cook County.
Thank you so
Put
much.
it in the chat. Thank you, Margaret. We're put in the chat 312-603-0135. Right?
Yes,
So this is
yes.
where people who want help filing guardianship on their own can
Yes.
get support.
Yes, that's a standard guardianship where you go to court, and that's where the kids are with you. If you're the aunt or the uncle and mom or dad can't take care of the kids right now, the kids are living with you, you need to get guardianship. They're not going to necessarily talk about the other types, which are better for parents who have their kids with them, but are worried what happens to my kids if I get picked up by ICE. That's different than you would call our office, and we can talk about that. That's a different process. And that's what we can talk about if we ever come and do a guardianship presentation, because there are choices.
Excuse me, I have a question.
Go ahead.
What options do we have for those who are struggling to parent? There's no litigation so far, nothing is in court, no order from the landlord, but it's difficult getting the rent. Once we pay the rent, there's nothing else we can do. It's even difficult to buy food once we pay the rent.
You may be eligible for rental assistance. You can call this number, the 855 number that we have here, or call UAO, and they can talk to you about putting a declaration in and telling the landlord that you are struggling, can't pay rent right now, and you may be eligible for rental assistance, but that time is running out, so you need to do something like Monday. Call this 855-956-5763 number on Monday, and they'll start the process there, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, everyone, if you don't have any other questions.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Hi. Thank you, Margaret. I wanted to know, I know that you gave us a number to call when someone needs a guardianship. But my question is, sometimes people have like struggling contacting or even having language barrier. Is it possible that you will do some referral?
Referral for what?
For guardianship?
Guardianship, that office, I know they have someone there who is fluent in Spanish, but that's the only language that English or Spanish. I don't know places that will do it with, tell me a language, and best place for guardianship is either the guardianship desk or our office for the other types. And I don't think there's a lot of options for other languages at this point.
So that's why I wanted to know if you have any like email or something that you can use like to make it easier.
An email for, you know what?
Like referring that person to you.
Yeah. Yeah, you can go online and email, but it's all in English. You can apply for our services online. It is in one of these PowerPoints here, one of these slides. It is www.cvls.org. That's our website. You'll see a tab that says if you need legal help, and there are options under there. You can apply online. There's our phone number. And and we also have information about other legal aid programs.
So for example, if a UAO staff is trying to refer a client to CVLS, we would use one of those methods also.
Yes, and if there's a problem or something specific, you guys can email me. But I'd rather not put my personal, my direct email out on to everybody. But Stella, you have it. Stella has it.
We understand, yes. So if any of our listeners, have a particular issue, we are the first point of contact. Contact us, and then we will connect you with different resources, right?
Yeah.
So
yes,
CVLS is one of our partner organizations, but we have several others. So we'll be able to connect you with several resources.
That's the thing for all of you listeners. There are a lot of resources out there. If you're struggling, if you know people who are struggling, get to someone. And it's not easy, unfortunately. It'd be great if there was one number and that they would get all the help. And you have to sometimes work. Chicago's hard. It's very, scattered sometimes, numbers but you go to an organization like UAO and they're more centralized and they can help you find the right place to be. The help is out there and we just want people to access it.
We have another question. I'm sorry, Margaret, the questions keep flowing in.
I know, that's okay. That's what I'm here for.
We appreciate you, and we may just need to do a follow-up because we have so many questions. But so does this program, and I'm assuming you're asking about the Chicago Volunteer Legal Services that Margaret is with, does this program help people find housing if you cannot afford the rent or your current housing, and you want to prevent any court case or eviction?
No, we don't do that. We just do the legal work. So we'll help you in court or defend, but we generally might be able to refer you to some places. The city has like 311, the city has places, but I think that's a better place again for some of these community organizations who can put you in touch with places that might help you find housing, but that is not what we do. We do the lawyer work.
Thank you, Margaret. And I want to say to our participant who asked that question that, we are, that organization. If we have these needs, connect with us, right? And if we don't have the answer for you, our goal and our work is to try to find the answer for you, right? And the more people we know have these issues, the better we are able to organize and get the resources to support our community. So if we don't know you have this need, we can't put in the work to make sure we're getting those needs met. So, connect with us. We have shared our number in the chat and I'll share it again. Help us help you is the message. We don't know what's going on. So if you don't talk to us, we can't help. So please reach out.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Fasika. Yeah, help us help you. So if you have any question, if you have any concern, reach our office. Send email if you have any of our email address with you. Send email, ask your questions so that I'll be able to get you the help that you really need. And apart from your need, we can even host another webinar depending on the program where we get much concern on. So we'll be able to look for somebody to do the presentation and get you the information that you really need. Yes. Reach us, yeah, the information is on the chat. info@unite Africans with the S.org. All right. Any other questions?
I don't have questions still. I just want to let people know that we are going to host a citizenship workshop in Romeoville. So even if you are not living in Romeoville and you are close by, you can come. And we also have a registration link that I'm putting in the chat right now. So even if you are not eligible and you know other people are eligible, you can just share the information. It will be on April 10 from 10 to 2 p.m. in Removille, and the address is, give me 1 second. The address is 101 West Romeo Road, Romeoville, zip code 606-446. So just share the information in case you are not eligible, or if you are already citizen, that's fine. Yeah, that's all I wanted to add, Stella. Thank you.
No problem. Margaret, you
Thank
want to stop
Fasika.
sharing? Yeah.
Yeah. You said what was Stella?
No, I'm talking to Margaret. I said
Oh,
she can
sorry.
click on the stop sharing.
Yeah.
So that it can be in the center.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. So if you have any immigration question, reach out to our office. If you know anybody that is more than 5 years and want to do this, please reach out to our office too. So I think we reached at the end of the program. Margaret, I have to say thank you so much. Your Easter weekend, we have to drag you out to do this.
It's okay. You know, it's a good thing to do the day before Easter.
Yeah,
it's good.
Right.
I liked it. I enjoy these. I hope I wasn't too babbling. I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to talk. I really appreciate it.
And I have to say congratulations on your award. I look at it and say, hey.
Well, you work in the same job long enough, and you know that you get those things. It's just I always consider it an award for longevity. They can't get rid of me.
No, you really deserve it. You really deserve it. Yeah, you
Well,
really
you're kind,
deserve
Stella. Thank you.
it.
And it was great talking to all of you. Maybe one of these days we'll meet in person again. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Have a great, it's a beautiful sunny day. So enjoy a rare day, a rare sunny day.
Okay, everyone, thank you so much for attending. Margaret, thank you so much for honoring the call. We have to call it a day. And I have to say, Margaret, please help me to stop sharing so I can just click on stop sharing. Yeah, I'm still seeing all your on top.
I don't know how to do that. I'm sorry if I.
No, it's okay. Where on top of your screen where it says stop sharing?
It doesn't say that though.
If you put your cursor close to the top of the screen.
Yeah, I'm looking.
And it will pop up.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm
it's
so
okay.
sorry.
It's okay.
I'm so sorry. I said that was the first time I've ever shared. I'm sorry.
Now you know, right?
Now I know. I'm sorry.
Now you know. So thank you, everyone. I have to say this. Thank you so much for honoring our call this early morning. And I wish everybody a pleasant Easter.
There's one participant who has their hand raised. So whoever can stay on, if you can, if you're willing to stay on, maybe we can, entertain that question.
Yes.
Harumi.
Yeah, Margaret can go. If anybody wants to stay on for any other questions, please do. But we've taken Margaret's time, so we have to let her go. Thank you so much, Margaret.
Bye, everyone.
Happy Easter to you. Thank you. All right, you have your hand on. What's the question, please?
Yes, I'm sorry, I do not have a question. I just want to announce that we will be having a free COVID vaccine immunization at Masjid, and people can call in to register. And that's going to be next Sunday. We just want to put that out there if anyone is interested.
Thank you so much, Ma. Good to see you again.
I know.
The last time I saw you was at the, I think, something we did at the office.
Yes, I was there. Yes, thank you
Yes.
so much for recognizing me. I really appreciate it.
Oh, no, I looked at the name, I said, I know this name. I keep sending emails. She never responds.
I'm so sorry. I have been, I was in a little accident, but I'm getting better now.
Oh,
So,
good.
yeah.
Thank God for that.
Yes, but
Thank you so much.
I heard a lot of great things that you guys have been doing. Thank you so much. And Nancy, we appreciate everyone. Stella, we appreciate you. I have heard a lot in my community, people are talking about the African United, what the great job that you guys have been doing. So I really appreciate it. And I'm willing to come back. I'm planning on it. So don't think I'm away. I'll be back.
Thank you so much. Good to hear that.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for that information too. If you can send me email so I can send it out to different communities.
Okay, Stella, I'll do
yeah,
that.
Yeah, thank you so much for that information.
Thank you. You take care.
I will. Thank you, ma'am. So if anybody is interested in the vaccine, you had information. So I will share the information on the WhatsApp and email. If you've not taken the vaccine and you want to take it, I know I keep calling my clinic and they give us stage by stage. It's not yet our own turn to take it, but Chicago, you're so lucky that you can just go and take your vaccine anywhere in Chicago. All right. Any other question, please, concern anything you want to ask, you want to know? All right. If no more question, go to the chat. Thank you too. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. I think we have to go. 1 second. If we did not reach to your question, please bear with us. Send us text message. If you're in our WhatsApp, send us text message where we can, reach out to you back. All right. I have to say thank you so much for taking your time out today. It's our Saturday. If no more question, we have to go.